Okay, well, we'll start with just laser. I have a good and educational and justified rant later if you want to stick around for that. Anybody? Bloop. Okay, that is too tall by half. Okay. Coming. There we go. That will be close. Already had a measuring tape in here. I know I'm looking for, wow, I'm within 1/8 of an inch. Not bad. Now, this doesn't have to be super duper mega precise, but I got it perfect anyway, so whatever. Now we could do 3 inches over as well. We're starting with working on where to put the handles or the rods. Oh, come on. So that is 3 inches up. I actually did some digging through some old VODs earlier. So I have where the plumbing goes in the top bit, and then I have where I actually put this, and then that is 24 inches above that. So, you know, if I put that directly in line there, that 3 inches over, that should put it almost perfectly in line with where this comes out. We can make that line up. That'll be pretty. So let's get started with that first. We'll get these guys back in there. These have to go in anyway. Man, we are almost perfectly lined up there. I'm wondering if that's going to be too high up, because that'll put the bottom of it nubby right there. And then we got 24 inches above that. I can bring it down a little bit if I want to. So 24 goes up to here, and that's still reachable. The reason I'm thinking about it is because and it might not be as much of an issue. I might just not even install these, but they have a little shelf. And that means that the little shelf for like your soap and your razor, but you've also got all this stuff for all of that too. So I might not use this, but that would put that up there. It's definitely higher, but with the niches, I might just be like, you know what? This is optional. I can put it on later if you want. And it won't actually hurt anything or change the way it all gets installed. So we might just leave those as optionals for later. Which means we now look for my Sharpie. Sharpie, 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 Sharpie. We can use this one. That's lined up pretty good. You want a wee bitty spot there. And a step stool. Steppy eppy. And go up 24. 24. That's pretty good. There will be a small degree of flexibility. So that's that. Let's do all the marking first, and then we can get the laser out of the way. Let's get this one threaded up. Yeah, that's the right way. Both of those should thread in more when the time comes. Scoot you over till we look like we're lined up on the center of that. And scoot you down till that lines up at the same height there. I'm curious how even I got these. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So then we put a spot here. How you doing, friend? Everyone go say hi to Amish Ace. Give him a follow on his stream. He's a much better streamer than I am. I just sort of stream while I'm doing stuff. And he sort of sometimes does stuff while he streams. So it's a very different thing. It's much more stream focused than what I do, where I'm very much more work focused. Amish. Right? Do you own a house, or do you have plans to ever own a house, Amish? And also science? Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna, because these aren't over top actually, we're just gonna put a bit of tape. You do own? Oh no, this is a different topic. I met with a potential realtor today, and I have a rant to rant about it, if you want to be around to hear. And this is not just like, me, Moose knows better than everyone else. You mean encouraging you? Yeah, so that's gonna start at 5 Mountain. I put a tweet out about it, because you're following me on the Twitter, right? Like that's why you came in today? Because you're following on Twitter? Because I'm following you on Twitter, Amish. Here we go. Get some stickies. Let's wipe this off. But yeah, I had quite an experience, and I thought it might be perhaps useful to anyone who ever wants to buy a house again or for a first time to hear my criticisms about this particular realtor. I'm not going to name names, but yeah, it did not go good. Like to the point where I went to the Home Depot and to do some returns. And they're like, oh, so how are you doing today? And I say, I'm trying to contain my rage. And they're just kind of quiet for a second, and they say, do you want to talk to a manager? And I say, oh, no, not rage at you, but good response. Okay, there's that, and then there's this, and I want to get that little plug out. But yes, there was rage. Getting this out could be interesting. Well, that's some of it. I honestly thought I would get a chunk out. On the flip side, a testament to how amazing Grory customer service in Canada is. There we go. Called them up and I'm like, yeah, so I got 2 of these things, and they're like, oh, what's the product name? The product name's this. Do you need the number? Yeah, product number's good too, thank you. Okay, so I got 2 of these things and story. And so like, I know that these things are bad. And they say, well, that sucks that you got 2 bad ones. I'll start an order for 2 new ones for you. And then while we're doing that, would you mind getting me a picture of the ones that you have that are bad? And that'll clean. Okay, well, I got one nubbin out. Yeah, so not too long, but I did want to give people a chance to get in. Auga. Auga. Okay, there we go. We're done augaing. About 20 minutes. I know, so long to wait. Such a horrible mean streamer saying you gotta wait for the feature interesting part of the stream. Welcome. Okay, I still need to get through it a bit more. Nope, no one's told me nothing. Okay, we're mostly through there. So I guess you don't have the music either then? Okay, let's see if we can finish drilling through. We're definitely down to the plywood there. Or not the plywood, the 2x4. The 2x4. And we can start going at the other ones here. Here's hoping this will be somewhat reusable. This is supposed to be designed to be able to be like a reservoir so that you can keep drilling and it can keep pulling water in for you. But I'm kind of just using it as like a guide to get started. And this way the bit can't wander. And then that comes off, and then we're drilled in enough that the bit won't wander. I want to get that brown off, gray, whatever this color is. Not white. Not white. Got a little bit of a grout residue still. That's fine, it'll wash off. The tile loves you too, man. The tile loves you too. I wonder if I can just like cheese this a little bit. Meh. There we go. See how that does? I'm in the mood to play a little bit. Okay, I want a little bit more water in here. It's not giving me the pullback that I want. Oh, that's nice feature of this sink faucet combination. Be able to get a full spray bottle in under this instead of like having to have it in kind of at a slant and cover the gap with your hands so that you can keep filling. You're doing drywall? Use screws, don't just use nails. Well, this is working super well. How is that not through yet? There we go. Then that's something I don't have to dig out of the drill bit later. Okay, let's get that out. We're through the concrete. And then it's just the backer board. Oh, I thought I was through the concrete. Here we go. We can push this out through the back as well. We can totally push this through the back. Wow, that is not pushing through. Oh, a little bit of concrete there. A little bit of fiberglass drywall here. And the fun thing is I only have to do this 2 more times. There we go. Thank you for the follow. How are you doing? Yeah, let's get this cleaned out nice and thoroughly. Yay! That's good to hear. We got a masterclass in how to not be a realtor discussion coming up soon. Okay, and because I know that drill is rusting, we're going to dry this off before we put it back in. I have lost that drill. There it is. Hopefully that goes easier now. We're gonna just make super duper ultra sure that we're all the way down. Yeah, that's plywood. Yeah, that's plywood. Yep, that's plywood. Yep, that's plywood. Except it's not plywood, it's 2x4. I'm in a good mood, but still recovering from big efforts recently. So this little catch worked really well. I'm kind of surprised how well that worked. Yep. Uh-huh. So we're gonna try that again. Here's hoping this will stick on again. Hey, Misty, how you doing? What you been up to? What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. Those wets are actually a safety concern for me. We're not just being fussy hyper clean. How was it for you? I hope you didn't get roofied. Every year I hear different friends of mine that went to TwitchCon got roofied. That's good. Almost through the first layer. Okay, let's get that chunk out before it gets impacted. What's Misty been up to other than coming back from TwitchCon? Work, work, work. You gotta work, work. If you want a Maserati, you gotta work, work. You wanna look hot in a bikini, you better work, work. There we go. Okay, we're through the rest of that. Then it's just drywall. No, this is porcelain tile. I cannot afford real marble. Takes it from like $250 per square foot to like $50 a square foot. Real marble is crazy expensive. I had the opportunity and I was considering making it out of quartz, but even that would have been like 18, 19 bucks a square foot. Which is more than I wanted to spend. If the next house can turn into a several $1,000,000 house, then I'll think about spending that kind of money. But as is, could not. Now I'm pretty sure that we're down to the 2x4 there. So we'll get that cleaned out again. Go on to the last drill hole. Hole to drill. And we can clean this stuff up too. Oh man, it's rant time. It's rant time. We might wait until I'm done drilling this drill because the drilling is loud. Okay. If you won't feel like you've been too debated about that, I saw someone get debated pretty good last night. They did not approve. They did not approve. Oop. Paper towels. So we're gonna have a discussion, which is mostly gonna be me rambling about things to avoid when you're looking for a realtor. And we'll be doing that in between little bits of work. Yeah, it's okay. So these holes are for this bar and this shower wand. So this bar will end up going on here, somewhere about like that, and then the shower wand, which you can take off and like, woo, woo, you know, that'll sit on there, look something like that. But I need to be able to attach it to the wall with something other than just wishing and hoping. Well, I hope it's not getting worse and worse. That would be a little bit sad if, you know, people came in and they were saying, you know, you were doing good with the tile, but once you got the niches in, it kind of went down, and now that you've got the hardware in, just like, I hate it. So that's what that that little cup is supposed to protect it from. I guess I took it away a little bit too fast. Wow. So welcome to the first iteration of the Kappa ban. And the first one is just the purge, and then it gets twice as long every time. Well, it's not a slaughterhouse. What? Okay, we're gonna go look at this. We're gonna clean up the... Can it connect to YouTube? And Twitch at the same time? I'm trying to avoid getting it completely jammed up. No, 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 no. These are questions for you. Discord is bad for streamers. You bring it up, you are now their representative here on the Moose Does Stuff Twitch channel. That's how it works. I don't make the rules. That's... No, no, no. You are now a sales rep. Oof. Oof. But you could be now that you're a partner. You gotta start emailing people and being like, yo, I'm an official Twitch partner person, professional full-time real live streamer person. I got that their partner status, and I believe that now I am entitled. Entitled, you gotta say entitled, or they won't take you seriously. I'm pretty sure we're down to the 2x4 there. Entitled to sponsorships, including money and free merch. Okay, so we get to start having a discussion, because I'm done making loud noises, about what makes a terrible realtor. I was introduced to this person by my carpet guy, Earl. Earl's a good stand-up guy, does a good job on carpets, and put me in touch with this realtor person. So when I'm talking to him, one of the things you got to do when you're, you know, starting a potentially new professional relationship is you got to set your expectations, right? So if you are expecting someone to do XYZ work, you got to tell them. And don't assume that they will do XYZ work based on the simple fact that this is their job title. Well, they might have a different idea of what their job is than you do. So, like I said, you got to set their expectations. And one of the ways that I tried to do that was to say, you know, how many other Earls do you have? Because if I'm going to be doing this a bunch, I want someone who can connect me with other people who are good as Earl. And he's like, oh yeah, I know lots of guys. I say, great, good to hear. So when you swing by on whatever day today is, depending on when you watch this in the future, it'll change the day that it is now. So whenever you swing by, let's have a discussion about where you think this property should be priced at. He's like, yeah, I'll do the CMA, and I got like blah, blah, blah years of experience and blah, blah, blah qualifications. And I say, okay, so when I'm doing this sort of thing, I'm, let's say, more interested than most people are in terms of how you got to whatever number you're getting to. And he's like, oh, so you want to see the notes that I have on how I got to you're going to want to see the notes on how I got to this number. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. I want to see your comps. I want to see your adjustments. Like, show me everything. He says, yeah, okay, I'll bring those. We can go through that. So he comes in and tries to shake my hand. 2022. I'm like, I'll wave. The handshake assumption, I don't know how other people are feeling about that now, but I've always been a person who waves, and now I have a really great excuse to wave. But I let him know that, like, hey, yeah, this is I'll wave. And I'm standing there in bare feet because I've been doing a lot of vacuuming. And the first thing he does is first thing he does is try to shake hands. Second thing he does is asks, shoes or socks? That should be a red flag. Unless you are absolutely in like a hard hat zone construction area, that's a red flag. If you're going into someone's house, it is always shoes off. So if Realtor asks, I have no idea what you're saying, Dave. You gotta let me tell my story. I'm story timing. So if a Realtor goes to your house and asks socks or shoes, that's bad. And if he does that while you're standing there barefoot, that's worse. Well, I mean, I can turn the TTS off if you want. So we're gonna be on that side, which means this is gonna be on this side. We're doing the left one first, I guess. So he goes into the first bedroom, looks in the closet, doesn't say anything, goes into the master bedroom, doesn't say anything, comes into the bathroom, and he's like, oh, it's a nice bathroom. Not like, holy cow, magnificent shower. Not like, wow, you put actual quartz in the closet with drawers, no less. But it's like, oh, that's kind of a nice bathroom. And I say, yeah, I couldn't find anywhere in town that had the two-person shower for less than $4 million. You know, I'm letting him know what I'm comparing against. I'm communicating these things to him in a way that I hope he understands. But it kind of just keeps going like that, where the only thing he took any interest in downstairs was the little networking door. And he's like, what's behind the door? And I'm like, open it. Like, you're supposed to be going, I don't tell him this, but, you know, he should be going through the house like he is taken some clients through. Like, explore the house, look at the house, touch the house, check out the house. And he instead asks me what it is instead of just touching it and seeing what it is. Now, I would like to get a driver for this. We can try this one. Not super confident in how that'll go, but we can give it a shot. I don't think there are any gaskets or anything on the back of this. Nope. So the only other thing he commented on was the manifold plumbing. Not the tankless hot water. Not the okay, why do you not want to behave? Not the relatively new furnace. Trying to be careful with that. There we go. So just picking out kind of weird things. Yeah, you know, let's be like, wow, this is a big open basement. Oh, this is an ensuite bathroom. You know, just like comment on the things where someone has made an effort. And there wasn't any of that. So right away, I'm thinking like, okay, this guy is not super keen on anything. He's not happy to be here. He doesn't think I've done good work, etc., etc. Oh, missed on the right side. There we go. So that's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is. I guess we'll go through this. So we get done, we go up, and if he says, this is the next big red flag. He asked me, what do I want to get for the house? And my response is, well, that's your job to figure out. Like, his job as realtor, this is going the wrong way. His job as realtor is to determine the value of the house, and he had already seen that I had had it listed as a pre-sale at a certain price point. And he sees the kind of finishes I've put in, and the extras, the landscaping, the hot water, tankless hot water. Like, I keep bringing the tankless hot water up, but it's a rare and fairly expensive add-on here, upgrade. It's not in any way like you get a house and this is what you get. Well, you gotta let me finish the story, Dave. So he wants to ask me what, this should spin. Yeah, it's just a little stiff. It's just kind of really stiff. Thank you for the resub, Seth. How you doing? How you been? What you been up to? What's the latest? What's the what? What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. Okay, so there's that one, and that will attach to, when I get the replacement ones in, it'll attach down about here, so you can take it and you can basically get anywhere in the shower with it. So, like, I'm not concerned about the reach of these things. Might have to put some work into straightening the hose so it doesn't look so derpy, but that's okay. Appraisers don't know what they're doing. or they're just so on the payroll of the bank that they don't care to do what they're supposed to do in the way that they're supposed to do it. Appraisers here at least are garbage. But that said, an appraiser and a realtor do have the same job. They're supposed to come up with the market value of your house. So whatever a realtor tells you, if you have a good realtor, should be the same as what an appraiser tells you if you have a good appraiser. Yes, this is a two-person shower. Nothing. No gasket. But I've got basically the same thing installed in my other shower and there's no problems. It's going, how are you? So, if you're gonna get a realtor and they want to do comparisons to other neighborhoods, make sure that they're telling you how your neighborhood is different and how they're taking that into account when they do their evaluation of your house. And if they don't take that into account when they do an evaluation of your house, when they try to say this is how much your house should be worth, then they don't know what they're doing or they're too lazy to do it properly. I think this is the right way. I always get these mixed up. So I explained to him that, like, Haysboro, you cannot compare outside neighborhoods to Haysboro, and Haysboro is my neighborhood, because they're just not the same. Flips in Haysboro always sell for more than flips in any of the surrounding neighborhoods. Like, universally, I've been watching this for 2 years. So then he brings out his paperwork to start to explain ahead of time. And, you know, whether they give you the number first or they give you their explanation first, that'll give you an idea of where their head's at. But that's not too big of a deal. So he brings it out, these sheets of paper, and it's basically like the quickest little 5-minute print off of here's what's sold in the past 3 months. Come on. And then at the bottom, he's got means and averages and like stats and I'm just like, okay, there we go. I'm just like, okay. So, where are you going with this? Like, I don't say where you're going with this. Yeah, I showed him the garage. He didn't really say much about it. He's like, oh, this is fairly new then. And I'm like, yeah, this was the first thing I did. Okay, that is the other way then. There we go. And then we can try to unflex this a little bit. So, I gotta stop starting with so. He goes through these are the numbers, these are the average, and so I know you're not gonna like what I have to say, but I think you should be at 750. And he says, nothing in Haysboro over the past couple of months has sold for over 800, so you should be at 750. And I'm like, well, I can understand why you're saying that, because